Gunslinger here. Um, yeah, look, just real quick, I thought pretty long about whether I should do this or not. Um, I'm human, and I think about um, the way people view me and legacy and things like that. But no, this is called. I'm not proud of this. That's what it's called. It's called I'm not proud of this. I was young and dumb before. Most of us were, okay? Most. I don't want to say all, but most of us were. And um, I wasn't as dumb as a lot of people were. That's the beauty in it. But nevertheless, I was. And I'm going to tell you a story. I was young and dumb, and oh, I don't know what age I was. All these stories, I was under 23, I can tell you that. Um, I had a friend of mine give me a call. So it's me and my best buddy. We're just chilling at his house, kicking it, having fun, playing video games, all the stuff. We get a phone call from a very, very close friend of ours. And he called and he said, "Hey, both of you guys, hurry up. Come over here. Bring your nines, bring your AKs, bring everything. Hurry up. Let's go. It's going down." And hangs up basically. So we're just kind of sitting there thinking this through. I can't tell you how many times somebody called me because everyone knows I have a gun. Everyone knows I carry a gun everywhere I go. They know I'm proficient with a firearm, etc. So the amount of times I've gotten a phone call saying, "Hey, I'm blue, blue, blue. Come down here right now," you wouldn't believe it. So we're sitting here thinking this out. We didn't just, "Oh, here we come," and jumped up and took off. We were like, all right, look, based on the person who called us, assuming their worst day, assuming their worst personality, flip, everything. What should we do? Considering his worst, considering his best. And, my boy was like, "I don't know about this, and I feel him. This is why he's my best friend because, you know, me and him were the intelligent guys. We always were, you know. We ain't going in and out of prison. We think thoroughly before we move. I said to him, if it was flipped around and we called him, would he come? That answer was easily yes. So we turn the TV off, turn the lights off, lock the door, jump in the car, and we're headed to his house. I remember that car ride there, and strange enough, I remember a lot of gun manipulation in the car, which is kind of odd because it's like, what are we doing? Like, all you got, you put around the chain wrap, that's it, you're ready to go. But no, on the drive there, it was just a lot of clink and clacking and mag drops and ammo checking, and man, a lot of weapon manipulation in the vehicle on the way there. Just stuff, right? Um, so we're all the way ready. We pull up. We don't see anything crazy when we pull up because we're alert. We drive around the block. We don't see anything. All right, we pull up. We park. And we go upstairs to my boy's crib, knock on the door. He opens the door, and I can't explain how happy he was to see us. I mean, he was stoked. He was just absolutely like, yes. It was almost like, yes, I know I'm going to live now. Okay. That was basically uh, the way he, reacted to seeing us. All right. Fast forward, beyond what happened in there. It's like, all right, we're ready to go. Let's go. Now he was like, all right, hold on real quick. No, no, excuse me, I'm missing a part. Two more people were on their way. And so he was like, hey, um, I got two people downstairs. We knew who the two guys, well, I knew who one of them was, and his buddy was with him. So in total, there's me and my best friend, the person who called us, who's very close to me. My best friend's brother was with him already, was already there. It's his younger brother. Um, and then the other two guys he called, right? So there's six of us. The person who called him, so what's going on is someone accused my buddy who called us for help, someone accused him of um, disrespecting and I think maybe even physically harming a young woman, a young girl, not a little like an adult girl, but a young girl. 19. We were only like I said, we're no older than 23. So like a 18, 19-year-old girl, and I think it was her brothers or something like that. Or cousins, even maybe even her boyfriend. I don't remember, but they called him saying, "Hey, we heard that you did this and this and that to her. This, that, and the third." He's like, "Well, I don't even know who this girl is," and they don't believe him for whatever reason. And they're like, "Well, you know, uh, since you're so innocent, why don't you? We need to meet up. We need to link up. That way, we can see for sure." Whether it was you or not. And so obviously whatever happened to this girl was horrible because these guys were serious. All right. Now, um, we knew we were going to be meeting up with some guys. We didn't know how many. We knew at least three, but we didn't know how many. We also knew that the guys that we were going to meet up with are known throughout the city, right? So they're known for being hardcore. These are hardcore guys. These are not no sissies, no suckers, none of that. These are some hardcore guys, street cats. All right. So we go outside and meet up with the other two dudes that he called over. And I remember this scene specifically. Me and my best friend, I'm here, he's there, and then the two guys walk up and they're all talking like, they kind of sounded like they were happy. They enjoyed this. They wanted something to happen. I'm complete opposite. My heart's pounding. I don't want nothing to happen at all. And there's a reason for that. I'll get into that in a second. But as we're sitting there talking to each other, the two dudes pull out their gun and was like, "Yeah, this is the gun that I got." And then his friend was like, "Yeah, this is the one I got." And then my boy, he pulled his out and was like, "All right, well, say everybody, okay, might as well." So he pulled his out and like, "This is what I got." He had a Kimber at the time, and this is when Kimber was top, top, top. So anyway, he pulled his out and they were screaming and whatnot. And then they looked at me and they got nothing. I'm not I'm not here for that. I'm not here to show off. This is not a game. This is not fun. I'm simply here because I love the person who called me. I love him. This is a very close friend of mine. I trust him enough to know that honestly, he's not he's got a huge heart, and so I know that he didn't do these things. I know this dude. He didn't do this. And he's telling us this. He's like, "Bro, these guys are tripping. They got me messed up. Woo woo." All right. They don't see what I got. I'm not showing them shit. It ain't none of their business. My best friend already knows what I got. So boom. We had the plan. We knew where the guys were supposed to be meeting at. So the two guys that had just showed up, we told them to double back. So they were gonna. How do I explain this? Maybe I use this. Hopefully you guys can see this. Okay. So let's say that this is an alleyway. All right. Let's say this is an alleyway. I hope you guys can see me. This is an alleyway, and we met basically right here. Okay, on this corner. Let's say this is a street. That's a street. This is okay. So if this is the alleyway, the guys we're meeting are right here, but on the other side of the street. They're right here, and we're right here. Okay. So we told them to go up here and come down this way. We were going to walk through the alleyway and boom, meet him right there. We told someone else, so me and my boy walked through the alleyway. The person who called us, him and my boy's little brother, they went down this way so that they would come and just look at them direct as they came across. So we came, that's how we did that. Um, However, that's not exactly what ended up happening. They did go this way, but instead of him coming down here, he kicked back and he came through the alleyway with us. So it's all four of us walking through that alleyway. The other two are coming up and around. And I'm like, look, man, what's up? Like, straight up, you had nothing to do. He said, Eugene, I put that on, whoop, whoop, whoop. Absolutely. He said, and he would. He'd tell me anything. He'd tell me his worst secrets. Like, so I know he didn't do it. But he had to go confront these guys. And what if these guys are just so angry that even if they know it's not him, they still do? We don't know. We don't know. We just know these are some bad street cats. We know. All right. So once we were walking down the alley, and then once we get basically come out of that alley, they see us emerging from out the alleyway. There's four of us, and as soon as we looked on, if I'm correct, there was five of them. So in the beginning, as soon as we walk out, there's four of us. Only two have guns, and there's five of them. Only me and my best friend have the guns. The other two who have the guns, they're about to come down the block, but they're not there yet. So first, me and my best friend and his little brother are the ones who emerge first, and we just kind of come out there and we come eye to eye with these guys. So everyone's checking everybody's temperature. Everybody's like, you're looking into the eyes of your opponent, basically. Everyone's checking everyone out. I'm a defensive profiling. That's what I'm doing with every single one of them. Okay. Now, I had my hand on my shirt. I was gripping my shirt, but I was doing it in a way that wasn't obvious. Like, um, it wouldn't escalate the situation. They didn't understand what that was. Boom, my boy comes from out of the alleyway, and as soon as he comes out, they're looking at him, and two of the guys who were there, they stepped forward, towards him, and kind of got tense. As this is happening, the other two are now coming down, and they've been looked over, and they've seen those two coming down. So now we're not outnumbered. They're actually outnumbered by one. However, knowing who they were, we were outnumbered as far as guns by one still. Four of us had guns. I know all five of them did. And basically they're basically there, and the guys kind of step forward, and so this is happening. They're getting closer and closer. And once my boy gets within a certain distance of the guy looks at him and he goes, "That's not him." And listen to me. The relief was unbelievable, because up and when he came from out the alley, we're already there before he came out there. We were already there waiting, and they understood the situation. They weren't like, "Who are you?" They knew the situation. They're like, "Okay, we're meeting up. This is a serious scenario." It was like out of a movie, like straight up. It was like out of a movie when you. The only difference is, in the movies, everyone draws their guns and everyone's got their guns pointed at each other, and you hear the and everyone's just got their guns pointed while the two people come up and they talk it out, right? And it's completely fake. That never happens. Um, but everyone's armed except my boy and my homeboy's brother, my best friend's brother. All the four of us are armed out of the six. All of them are. And so when we pull up, we just kind of stop. We're looking. I know two of the guys personally. The other guys, I don't know. They're big though, and they gangster. You can tell all of them are. And so what I was doing was paying attention to who am I gonna shoot first. I'm just being honest. That's what I was doing, and I did know who the leader was. I knew who was the head honcho. So that's absolutely the first person that I'm taking down. The first person I'm taking down is that guy. I remember he was the second from the right. It's crazy the stuff that I can remember. So he's gonna go down if it happens. Now I'm thinking, okay, if I drop him, who's the second? And then my mind just kind of went to whoever looks the most dangerous or whatever, because I have to go off look. I don't know what I have to go off looks. Unfortunately, I have to read them. Whoever has the strongest energy or the more evil energy, I guess, whatever. That's who I was focused. So I remember the other two people. So it was like the head, taking the head out, and then I'm going after these two. This was what was in my head. Um, and look, at that time, even at that age, I've been my draw has always been my concentration. So I can be honestly tell you that nobody there would have gotten their pistol out before me. Not nobody. Yeah, that's a fact. Um, so that's where our mind was at, and it was just this very scary, tense moment. And when my boy came out and the two guys kind of stepped forward, and they were stepping forward like, is that him? That's what they were. They were stepping forward like, yeah, come talk to me. It was like, oh wait, is that him? And they kind of stepped forward that way, and kind of squinting a little bit, but at the same time, I have to make sure that they don't walk too close. They don't get too close to my buddy or nothing like that. And so when they got close enough, and the guy, I think the guy was probably nearsighted because he didn't really reply until he got pretty close. But once he got there, the guy said, "That's not him. That's not him." And I don't know about everybody else, but I was crazy relieved. All right. I mean, crazy relieved. I'm thinking, not only am I thinking, hey, I can die, my best friend can, any of my buddies can die, I can go to prison, it's all and everything in between. All right. And so the relief was unbelievable. My boy was super relieved who called us. He was like, I told you, I don't put my hands on women. I don't, and he was just kind of going in like he was so frustrated that his reputation and whatnot was just kind of being questioned, and that bothered him pretty bad. He didn't like that. So when they were like, "That's not him," he's like, "I told you, this is who I am. This is my character, how I'm built, and I don't get down like that." If you just said it was a dude that I might have beat up, okay, then maybe maybe it was me, but I don't put my hands on females, and so um, the conversation, a little bit more conversation happened, and very quickly though, maybe another 20, 30 seconds, and then it was, all right, sorry for the confusion, whatever, it's all good, no beef, you guys have a good day. And so basically everybody turned around to walk off. I backpedaled. I just don't trust anything, sorry. I backpedaled into the alleyway. Once I knew they were off that distance, then I turned around and we walked off, and that's basically the end of the story. I'm not proud of that. That was one of my dumber decisions, my dumber moments. Um, I had no business being involved in that. Like, there was a different way that could have been handled. Not in a street gangster way, right? But it could have been handled in a better way. I went along with that way, and that way is dangerous. That way was stupid. You know, I could have said, "Look, man, why don't we?" You know, first of all, I could have. I feel like I could have. I always do that, but I feel like I could have took control. And said, "Hey, man, what the hell's going on?" Blah blah blah. You know, I know this sounds corny, but I mean, we could have met at some like a local place or somewhere where we know it's not going to be, ugly. It ain't going, I don't know. I don't know. And maybe I'm not even thinking of a good ideas right now, but I know there's a better way than what we did, right? Um, that just wasn't the right way to handle it, and it is the old school way to handle it. Don't get me wrong, but not the right way to handle it, and so I'm not proud of that. But it is an experience of something that happened. I learned from it. Um, there's a lot of things I learned from that. Um, and just reading people, reading their body language, trying to figure out, all right, who do I, and all that. That was the first time that had happened where I had multiple targets, let's say, and it was like, all right, how am I going to handle this? Um, that was the first time that had happened while I was armed, and there's other things I learned, but I don't know. It doesn't really deserve much more attention than that, you know. Wasn't a good thing to do, but was young and made a dumb decision to go along with that. But thank goodness I'm here. I survived it and I learned from it. Don't do dumb things. Don't try to play the streets or be street. You're not cool. It's not cool. You get nothing out of it. You get nothing out of it, um, except your life being ruined or dying, you know, or taking a life. And let me tell you something, you don't know how that feels. In the words of Wyatt, and believe me, boy, you don't ever want to know. Not ever.